The book Tao Te Ching is the only known text left from the writings of the Chinese philosopher Laozi. Although written around 2,500 years ago, its content never gets old. In it we recognize the same divine core as in original texts from all philosophies and religions. The great challenge in all of these texts is to express that which is beyond words. The first verse of the Tao Te Ching by Laozi reads, "The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name." And in spite of this, we constantly try to put it in words. We do that to communicate with each other as seekers and to help each other and ourselves to understand and to recognize the Tao within us. As someone once said, when we in this way talk about the Tao, all we can do is to fail as well as we can. In verse 14 of the Tao Te Ching we read, "Look, it cannot be seen. It is beyond form. Listen, it cannot be heard. It is beyond sound. Grasp, it cannot be held. It is intangible." These three are indefinable. Therefore, they are joined in one. From above, it is not bright. From below, it is not dark. An unbroken thread beyond description. It returns to nothingness. The form of the formless, the image of the imageless. It is called indefinable and beyond imagination. Stand before it, and there is no beginning. Follow it, and there is no end. Stay with the ancient Tao. Move with the present. Knowing the ancient beginning is the essence of Tao. As a pupil of Tao, you need to give your animal ego in total surrender to the kingdom within you, to the rose of the heart. That is our most important task. It is with this Johannine practice that the true seeker's path must begin. The light of this path is our deepest longing, a longing for something that we don't really know what it is. We can view our longing as the thread of Ariadne, the thin thread leading out of the maze created by our conflicted heart and mind. By following this archaic longing, we can arrive at the way of living our life that in the Tao Te Ching is called Wu Wei. The concept of Wu Wei is central in the teachings of Laozi. It is often translated as not doing or non-action. Verse 43 reads, "The softest thing in the universe overcomes the hardest thing in the universe. That without substance can enter where there is no room. Hence I know the value of non-action." Teaching without words and work without doing are understood by very few. The heart must exist in a state of not doing, not being. If it is in the state of being, it will be filled with 1,001 worries, desires and concerns of ordinary life. Not doing does not just mean to distance ourselves from ordinary everyday life. The not doing of Laozi means that we do not try to grasp anything with our ego, but abide in a still, tranquil joy. Not doing does not mean not existing, but abiding in a stillness where the pulsation of the Tao's spiritual essence can be felt. To go forward in this joy, in total self-surrender to the rose of the heart, is what is meant with not doing, with the expression Wu Wei. Such a heart forms the mystery of the gate unto life. Verse 16 of the Tao Te Ching reads, "Empty yourself of everything, let the mind rest at peace. The 10,000 things rise and fall, while the self watches their return. They grow and flourish, and then return to the source. Returning to the source is stillness, which is the way of nature. The way of nature is unchanging. Knowing constancy is insight. Not knowing constancy leads to disaster. Knowing constancy, the mind is open. With an open mind, you will be open-hearted. Being open-hearted, you will act royally. Being royal, you will attain the divine. Being divine, you will be at one with Tao. Being at one with Tao is eternal. And though the body dies, Tao will never pass away." The new life is not of us, but of the other one, in whom our own self melts entirely away. And that is the meaning of not doing. That is the way, the path. That is Tao.